Well, here is the beast that is Sprinter Sacre. He really is an awesome presence. John Francome has taken a closer look at him.
Sprinter Sacre is unquestionably the most exciting 2-mile novice chaser to appear this season. He's physically imposing to look at and breathtaking to watch when galloping and jumping, and he's yet to come off the bridle while breaking 3 consecutive course records at Doncaster, Kempton and latterly Newbury.
Sprinter Sacre wins again, maintains his unbeaten record over fences.
In the 9-month period between finishing 3rd to Al Ferroff in the Stan James Supreme Novices Hurdle and his first run over fences, he's improved dramatically. Barry Geraghty, who rides him, has gone on record as saying he's now the best horse he has ridden, which is a huge compliment when you consider this puts him above the likes of Big Zeb and Moscow Flyer. His jumping has been a joy to watch this season. He's fast, accurate, athletic and confident, and some people think that last year he didn't get up the hill under Tony McCoy, but for me he got to the front probably soon enough, and 12 months on he looks a completely different animal.
Horses like him do make you prick your ears, yes, but you know, it's still a long journey, there's a long, long way to go. He's only a novice, he's only had 3 runs over fences, and you hate them when these horses get hyped like this. I mean, yes, he could be something special.
Yeah, could be something special, but if he's going to win today, he's got to beat a horse who beat him last year in that novices hurdle, Al Ferroff, who suffered his only defeat when he was taking on some more seasoned campaigners last time at Ascot. He's 7-2 now, got a really good record, safe, touch wood, safe conveyance.
2 is Blackstairs Mountain. He's a Grade 1 winner already when Bog Warrior fell at Leopardstown. He holds File Dove on any of the runs at home. He loves quick ground and he's sure to run a good race, and if any of the major contenders don't be up to scratch, he'll be clipping out their heels.
Next one down is Q Card, who won the Festival Bumper here 2 seasons ago. Went close in the race to which John's just referred, the Supreme one by Al Ferroff last year, and has made a pretty good start to his chasing career. He has shown a tendency to make a mistake, and he won't get away with that if he does it here.
And 4 is File Dove. What a great result this would be for John Ryan and Robbie Colgan, 2 of the lesser lights, we'll say, in the National Hunt game at home. But they've done great with this horse. He's won and he's been placed in a lot of good races. He's loads of experience, and I hope he runs a big race for them.
Minora's definitely got the ability to be in the shake-up here. It's interesting, he's 9-1 now, ran in the champion hurdle last year, as I was saying earlier, but his jumping last time out at Doncaster was a worry. It was a question of which fence he was going to fall at.
On the other hand, the favourite Sprinter Sacre has looked very, very assured with his fencing. He has great strength, he travels well, he's got lots of scope, everybody loves him, and if he turns up the way we saw him at Newbury last time, he will be very hard to beat.
Okay. I'm completely starstruck. We've got Dermot O'Leary from X Factor, but he's presenting the best turned out. Congratulations to Q Card.
Well done, you. Congratulations, there you go.
Brilliant.
I didn't know I was doing it until a minute ago, so it freaked me out slightly. So I had to make a very split decision. How do you get the lattice effect at the...
You've got a stencil and you just brush it on.
That's extraordinary. You were up all night doing that, weren't you?
Can I interrupt a minute?
Oh, sorry.
Listen, good luck, love. How is he?
He's very well, yeah.
Is he? He looks a picture. Congratulations.
Thanks
Do
very
you
much.
mind? I'm just having a bit of a starstruck moment with Dermot O'Leary.
Can I ask, should I back him? Because I wasn't going to.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're backing him.
Thanks
We're
very
right behind
much.
you. Good luck, love.
Thanks very much.
Good luck.
This isn't over if he loses.
But listen, ladies and gentlemen, Dermot O'Leary.
How are you?
Have you been to Cheltenham
No, it's
before?
my first time, and I promised my dad for years I'd take him, and here we are, finally.
Is your dad here with you?
He is. It's always a great week for the Irish because we have England almost play Ireland in the rugby, and I'm going to that on Saturday, and we have St Patrick's, and then we've got the Cheltenham Festival, and and it's the one thing I've never done it, and and we grew up near Newmarket, so. Yeah, I used to go to the races there. I used to go to Huntington, and then since I come to London, I like to go to the big meets. I used to work in Epsom, and it's just so I'm really excited about Cheltenham.
Now listen, what's your tip today in the Arkle? You're not a favourite backer, are you?
No, I'm not a fan. I don't like backing favourites. There's something just wrong in my waters about it. So I was, well, you see, and now I've just met that charming young lady. Maybe I'll go for Q Card, but I'm going to go for Alpha Off. I think I love Ruby.
I know, me too. But we love you. We love it when we drive home from racing, listening to your show on Radio 2.
Are you serious?
Yeah, love it.
Oh man, I'll play you a song.
Well, listen, will you?
Some sort of equine-based segue for you.
It's brilliant to have you here. Better luck with the bet.
No worries. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's all downhill for Alice from here on in. Now she's met her hero. But an interesting stat from this race. Sprinter Sacre, the favourite, but both he and Al Farafran in the novice hurdle last year. The last 24 horses finishing first, second or third in that Supreme Novices, then reappearing at the following year's festival, were all beaten. There's been a few that have been placed that have gone on to win an Arkle.
The great thing about stats is that horses can't read, so it doesn't really make any difference to any of those horses down there.
Well, Ted and I were just saying they include the likes of Kicking King and Best Mate, so they might not turn up this year, but I suppose it's a point of interest, and some people live by stats.
Yeah, and it just goes to show how hard a race at Cheltenham can be on a horse, you know.
But it wasn't too difficult to pick out Sprinter Sacre as the Paddock eye-catcher. No negatives, as you'd expect. Menora Sprinter Sacre on the way to the course. Interesting, having seen the way that he jumped at Doncaster. Money for the two of them on the betting ring.
Alfaroff has got quite warm, John. Maybe he always does. It's not a cold day, but he's grey. It's hard to see it, but he's got quite warm.
I thought it was a good run of his at Ascot last time. I went against the likes of Summersby. You know, that's it's decent form. You know, they're not slouches, are they?
No.
Are you looking for better value today? Well, this will interest you. On the first day of the Cheltenham Festival last year, the other bookies offered better prices on 7 of the runners at the off. All the other runners were best priced on Betfair. That's 97 of the 104 runners. Now that's value. Before you bet today, make sure you check the prices on Betfair. Betfair. Don't settle for less.
And Cheltenham is genuinely rammed today. People, it may be hard economic times, but they've just said to themselves, I'm not giving these days up. They may not have fed their children for a few weeks, but they bought their badges, they've got their tank to go and tackle the bookmakers, and the place is absolutely packed. And down where the money changes hands, back in Tanya.
And money has come in for Al Farrell from 7-2 into a hell of a fair, 11-4. But Sprinter Sacre still 5-4 on female.
4-5 on the exchanges as well.
Well, nothing original for me. I just think Sprinter Sacre, even though Al Farrell beat him last year, he looks a better animal this time round. He's odds on.
Yeah, Ted, he's got everything you'd want in a chaser: size, physique, and ability. How could you go away from it?
Yeah, couldn't disagree with anything the lads have said. I just hope the race lives up to its billing, because it could be a cracker. Here's Simon.
Me too.
And Joe Tizard leading them forward on Q Card. Joe has said that he is intent on setting a good gallop here on Q Card as they set off for this Racing Post Arkle Challenge Trophy for the champion 2-mile novices chasers, and it's Q Card from Alfaroff. Sprinter Sacre landed in third, and then in the pink jacket on the far side, Black Stair Mountain, Menora in the shades of blue, and Foil Dove on the near side as the 6 runners jump the second, and all safely over with Q Card making it. Q Card by a length and a half to Alfaroff, who by the time the tapes rose was very sweaty indeed. Sprinter Sacre in third place, Menora fourth on the inside of Foil Dove, and finally Black Stair Mountain. So on towards the third of 13 fences. Q Card over from Alfaroff, Sprinter Sacre in behind them. No real blemishes so far as they take the fourth. Menora landed in fourth place, and then Black Stair Mountain and Foil Dove just being pushed along as they race past the stands. So heading towards the back straight here, and Q Card twice a course winner here. Alfaroff, the supreme winner in second place from 12 months ago as they jumped the next plane fence going away from the stands. Sprinter Sacre, the favourite, over in third. In the red jacket, Barry Geraghty. Then Menorah, followed by Black Stair Mountain, and finally Foil Dove as they start the run now downhill into the back straight and on towards a line of fences, beginning with a plain fence, then a water jump, then an open ditch. Q Card lifts off just ahead of Alfaroff. Sprinter Sacre over in third, Menorah in fourth place, heading now to the water. Q Card will take this about a length of ahead of Alfaroff, with Sprinter Sacre drawing closer on takeoff. Menorah, Black Stair Mountain and Foil Dove. Now here comes a jumping test. It's an open ditch, first of a couple of ditches in this race. Q Card almost joined by Alfaroff. All take it well. Sprinter Sacre safely over in third. And they're about 4 or 5 lengths clear of Menorah, who's just being nudged along now, and Alfaroff taking over in the hands of Ruby Walsh, jumping the next plane one. Sprinter Sacre and Q Card second and third, and Ruby just injecting a little bit of pace into the race. Alfaroff, a horse that will probably stay a lot further than 2 miles in future as they swing left-handed at the top of the hill, going towards another open ditch, and Alfaroff is going to pick up just ahead of Sprinter Sacre, but he took off too far from the fence and makes a mistake, Alfaroff, and that was a bad time to do that, and it's Sprinter Sacre who's left in front from Q Card, then Alfaroff. It's just too big an ask at that ditch, and Sprinter Sacre suddenly is running away, but here comes a jumping challenge for him, racing downhill towards the third last fence. Let's see how he can organise himself here. This huge horse, Barry Geraghty, appears to be in command here as they go towards the third last down the hill, and brilliant. Sprinter Sacre, Q Card, Menorah second and third. Then Alfaroff, after that mistake, can't recover. Black Stair Mountain and Foil Dove is tailed off as they run towards the final turn. 2 fences left to jump, and Sprinter Sacre is barely out of second gear at the moment. And there, look at that for confidence, Barry Geraghty. He sees his rivals all working hard. Q Card is staying on into second and beginning to close on the leader. Sprinter Sacre, he doesn't want to take it too easy. Sprinter Sacre by 3 lengths to Q Card with 1 fence left to go. Sprinter Sacre comes to take it, and brilliant again over Q Card in second. Menorah's tied in third. Now racing up the hill, it's Sprinter Sacre extending 4, 5 lengths clear, 6 lengths to Q Card. We could be looking at a future champion. Sprinter Sacre is an awesome winner of the Arkle. In second, Q Card, a long gap back to Menorah. Alfaroff made that costly blunder at the ditch at the top of the hill and finished fourth. Then Black Stair Mountain, and finally Foil Dove. Well, he's answered every question there. Sprinter Sacre, odds-on favourite to win this Racing Post Arkle Challenge Trophy, and he's come through this test in tremendous style. What a good round of jumping. 1 or 2 people wondering if he might have been just a flat track horse, but he's handled these undulations and some tricky fences today, and it was his rivals that made the mistakes, notably Alfaroff, but nothing would have touched this horse in this sort of form. What a future he has.
Barry, what can you say about that? I mean, looking round, and you're only in second gear.
I know, he's an unbelievable horse to ride. I've said he's possibly the best, and he might be. I don't know, but Moscow would never, he'd always DOS. He'd only beat an average horse a couple of lengths. This fella just does it. The way he jumped the third last, he gives you some feel.
I mean, coming down the hill, we thought this is a test for him. Will he sort himself out? And you just gave him a squeeze, and he pinged it.
Yeah, he did. But he knew what he was doing. And even if anything, he was guilty, was over jumping it, because he gave a 2 foot and he landed out. I was a bit like Pat Taff at the back of it, but no harm in that.
But listen, I mean, he looked to me like he settled a little bit better early today.
He did. He wasn't as fresh. He'd 7 weeks from Kempton to Newbury, and he was very fresh there. So the boss had him in good shape today.
Well, Barry, the team had to wait till Friday last year for their first win. Second race this year. Well done.
Cheers, Alice. Thanks, brilliant. Thank you.
Sprinter Sacre, a ghastly result for bookmakers here on the course and right round the nation. Even money with Hills and Petty Power this morning, 6 to 5 on and 5 to 4 on the course, returned up the arm on, 11 to 8 on. Sprinter Sacre beats Q Card at 13 to 2, with Menorah third at 10 to 1. And this Sprinter Sacre, the 17th favourite in 80 runnings to win it, the 5th at odds on. You go back to the 70s, Chinralla and Pendle, and the 60s, Flying Bolt Bolton, Mount Cashel King, and what price now will Sprinter Sacre be for the Sporty Bet Queen Mother Champion Chase in a year's time? We'll let you know.
Nicky, an exhibition round by a future champion chaser.
Well, we always hoped he might be a bit special, and we were going to bring him here and sort of, I think what he was coming here to show off, and luckily he's done it. Like that's the way he loves to do it. It's very flashy, it is very showy, but he can afford to do that.
And he's a fabulous jumper.
Yeah, I mean, that jumping is quite unreal, and sometimes I thought he was going to take another stride, but he doesn't seem to bother with that. You can come from anywhere.
And you're just looking at Barry Garrity on, and you think he's got a mass in reserve.
Well, obviously I haven't spoken to him yet, but he was always travelling, but he can. It's a right good gallop. He has gone up the hill.
He has indeed. And you've equalled Falk Corwin's record number of winners here of 40 festival winners. A fair way to do it.
Well, it is, because that is a special horse actually, and one rather hopes that he might be that. You wait sometimes for something to come out of the woodwork and be a real champion, and it just might be him.
Go and welcome him in. Well
Thanks,
done, Nicky. Cheers.
Well, it was all very easy, and people sitting there would probably say Barry Garrity had an armchair ride, but he made it look easy. Just makes the horse look the part, Ted.
Yeah, he's a thorough professional. He makes it, when these good jockeys make it look easy, and he makes it look easy. He was always in command, and this horse has loads of scope. When Alfroth made the mistake, this horse would never have made it, because Alfroth hasn't got that kind of scope. Alfroth stood off, not a mile off it, nice off it, but he lands up on top of it. I mean, the horse on his outside is a neck behind him, and he makes it no problem. It's just the one horse is a naturally big, scopy horse that can do that, like Desert Orchid and those horses, and that's what makes him so special.
With me, very happy owner, Caroline Mould. Absolutely. Come here, you've got to talk now. This is your big moment. Yes. Go on, tell us. You said you thought you'd do it.
I knew he'd do it, actually, because I have huge faith in Nicky. My husband's slightly more pessimistic about it. But yeah, I knew he'd do it.
12 months on champion chase.
I know. I'm just waiting for him to come in. So love Nicky and Barry. Also love my husband, who gets all the winnings. So don't broadcast that.
Get a new outfit.
Yeah, I might do.
Well, you've ridden some great horses, both of you. You've ridden a 2-mile champion chase winner. How good do you think this is?
He's a very good horse. He's a very good novice. Next step is another step. I mean, Q-Card probably wouldn't win a champion chase. He's beat him well, but he's going the right way. You couldn't ask for a novice to do it any better. I just loves the way, the scope. He just can gallop on there and take off from anywhere and make it. He's like those really great leopards can do.
Reminds me of Pendle a little bit.
Yeah,
he's got an awful
huge spring, John.
Huge spring. It makes a difference.
And every reason to think he'll improve with another 12 months on his back as well.
Just talked to Dan Skelton, assistant trainer to Paul Mickles. As he said, confirming you can't make a mistake at that sort of speed. Just what you said, guys, the fence at the top of the hill. That's why Alfraf was fourth, and that's why this horse came on. Wow, wasn't he good?
He's already awesome, and look, he's still learning about the game. He's a novice. What is he going to be like next year? Sprinter Sacre wins the Racing Post Arkle doing handstands.
Well, Raymond Mould and his wife, loads of success, of course, with jumpers. They've got some good flat horses with Barry Hills, but despite having Gold Cup winners and Grand National winners, this is probably as exciting horse as they've owned for some time.
Jim, you were just asking me about how good he can be. The problem is, it's a big horse like him, he's lovely, but keeping a horse sound and everything right. He's already had a wind operation, and you just wonder, in time, will that come back at him again? That's all. Look at the Lepidus. Look at that. Look at that. Phew. Milton and the show jumper.
And Arkle all combined.
Combined.
Well, Barry Garrity and Nicky Henderson have been saying this horse was utterly exceptional. Not a superlative has been left in its draw. And on that evidence, they were quite right to sing his praises to the highest heavens.
To get in shape for the big race, it's recommended to go for a lengthy run in the park or take a playful jog in the sand.
Mr. Pickle's favourite now at 5-4, but confidence developing behind Proper Gentleman. Shh, shh, please, please, please. Proper Gentleman, the firmer ground will suit him by change of George Fisher. Oh, time out! What would your mother think about you? Go away from me.
Get a free bet of up to £50 for Cheltenham races at ladbrokes.com/TV.
Buzz off, you horrible little pest!
So much can change in 4 years. That's why I've introduced the all-new Renault 4 Plus package. No matter where life takes you, we'll be there.
At NatWest, we've been helping families save for generations. Remember these? Well, today we're still helping savers. For instance, you can apply online for our e-ISA in just 5 minutes, and you'll earn at least 3% AER, which includes a 1% bonus for 12 months. NatWest. Helpful banking.
Win £576 for a £1 stake. Irish Lotto bet at your local betting shop.
Here they come, the sleepy ones, the ones who filled their days with fun. You've laughed, you've giggled, sniggered and squealed. You've bagged yourself those killer heels. You shed a tear when they tied the knot. You came up trumps with a big long shot. You've shouted and cheered, screamed and cried. You've been working all day, and now you're fried. You're sleepy, dozy, drowsy and shattered. You're tired and weary, you're plum cream crackered. The day's been great, amazing, a blast. But now all you want is a nice hot bath, a snuggly duvet, a big comfy bed, a soft fluffy pillow to rest your head. Because at the end of the day, when you're all done in, you can always rely on a Premier Inn. A great night's sleep guaranteed.
The target, an airstrip on an island, 8,000 miles away. The crew, airmen with no experience of this type of bombing raid. The equipment, one of the oldest bombers in the RAF's fleet. What can possibly go wrong? The most audacious bombing strike since the Dam Busters. Falkland's most daring raid. Sunday at 8 on 4.
When planning a long day out, remember to take plenty of good reading material, but be prepared to respond immediately to any minor distractions.
Welcome back to day one of the Cheltenham Festival. Q Card in the lead at 1 point in the race, ahead of Alfarov and the eventual winner, Sprinter Sacre. How awesome was he, boys?
Well, just amazing. John, to see the pictures in slow motion with a high motion camera, I mean, you don't often see horses clear like that, do you?
Well, not at that stage of the race. I mean, he's just like a gazelle, and, you know, galloping downhill. So often you think, oh, well, you know, it's so easy for horses to get on their forehand and they just knuckle a little bit and pick themselves up. He never was out of balance for a moment. Here, have a look at Q Card there, who's flat to the boards and his little head there struggling. Really ran his heart out, Q Card. Mustn't forget him. But this horse was just exceptional.
Yeah. Ted, take us through that. We're going to see the whole race now in rapid time. Take us through it.
The great thing about this horse, he's in his comfort zone every step of the way. The others are all happy enough going along their grand. The grey horse, Q Card in front, they're all tanking over the first couple, John. They didn't go mad, they went a nice gallop. But when the tempo steps up down the back and Ruby takes it off of Q Card, both Q Card and Alfarov are just going as fast as they want to. And this other horse is just, he hasn't got into top gear.
No, they're trying to go a decent gallop, and because what happens is that they're going half a stride quicker, their jumping comes under pressure. pressure. And to be fair, Minora, I thought he'll get worse as he goes on. He missed the first couple of fences, but actually he jumped better. But everything's like Q Card. When you compare him to Sprinter Sacre, everything is an effort. Every time they get to a fence, I mean, he's jumped well, but when you look at him and you look at Alpha Off, and then you get that horse who goes and takes a length out of you, you know, with Barry still holding on to him, if you like. You know, I mean, he's just so big and strong and talented, and just going down the far side.
The ditches here now are coming up, and you can see the grey horse is just going along, but he just comes up now. He doesn't come up too soon, but he just banks it.
No scope, no commitment, whereas this horse he probably could have done with a lead for a little bit further, but he jumps that last over on the far side, and just coming down the hill and going down to the last. Barry just saw a lovely stride from a long way. It's a really nice feeling when you know that you've got plenty of horse underneath you. Q Card run his heart out. He's run much better than he has done here last time, and they'll be thrilled with him. But he's just met something a little bit special this afternoon.